The phone buzzes in my hand, and my stomach drops before I even look at the screen. Alert. Card ending in 4,782, charged $3,247.89 at Lavish & Co. I stare at the numbers. $3,000. The room tilts sideways. I gave Jessica my credit card an hour ago. 1 hour. She needed groceries, just milk, bread, maybe some chicken for dinner. She'd looked so apologetic standing in my kitchen doorway, twisting her hands together like she always does when she wants something. "I'm so sorry to ask," she'd said, her voice soft and sweet. "My card got declined at the ATM, and David's out of town until tomorrow. I just need to grab a few things." David, my son, her husband, the man who used to call me every Sunday and now barely remembers my birthday. I'd handed over the card without thinking twice. She's family. You trust family. I look at the alert again. $3,247.89 at a store called Lavish & Co. That's not a grocery store. My hands shake as I pull up the store's website. Designer handbags stare back at me from the screen. $800, $1,200, $2,000. Silk scarves, leather jackets. The kind of place I've never set foot in, not in 63 years. The kind of place Jessica dreams about. I scroll down. There's a phone number. I dial before I can talk myself out of it. Lavish & Co., this is Bryn speaking. How can I help you? The voice is young, chipper. I clear my throat. Hi, yes. My name is Ellen Sawyer. I just got an alert that my credit card was used at your store, and Oh, the cashier's voice brightens. Yes, Mrs. Sawyer, your daughter-in-law just left a few minutes ago. She spent quite a bit, but don't worry, we took excellent care of her. She mentioned she was handling your estate, so we made sure everything was I'm sorry. My voice comes out sharper than I mean it to. What did you just say? There's a pause. A long one. Your daughter-in-law, Jessica? She said she was liquidating your estate. She told us you passed away last month, and she was... The phone almost slips from my hand. I'm what? She said you... The cashier's voice drops to a whisper now, uncertain. Oh my God. Ma'am, are you alive? I can't breathe. The walls of my kitchen close in around me. The floral wallpaper David helped me put up 5 years ago blurs at the edges. Yes, I manage. I'm very much alive. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. The cashier sounds panicked now. Ma'am, I am so sorry. She had your card, she knew your full name, your address, she said she was your son's wife, and that she was settling your affairs. We had no reason to think. Where is she now? I cut in. She left maybe 10 minutes ago. She bought 3 bags worth of merchandise. I can pull up the receipt if you... Do that, I say. I'll be there in 15 minutes. I hang up before she can respond. My hands are shaking so badly I can barely grip my car keys. They jangle against the countertop as I snatch them up, the sound too loud in the silent house. She told them I was dead. She used my card, my money, and told a store full of strangers that I was dead. The drive is a blur. I don't remember getting into the car. I don't remember pulling out of the driveway. All I can see is Jessica's face in my mind, that sweet, innocent smile she wears when David's around, the way she calls me Mom in that sing-song voice that always felt just a little too rehearsed. The way she's been pulling away from family dinners for months now, always an excuse, always too busy. The way David stopped calling. I park crooked in front of Lavish & Co., my tires screeching against the curb. The storefront is all glass and gold trim, the kind of place that makes you feel poor just looking at it. And there, through the window, I see her. Jessica. She's standing at the counter, laughing with another saleswoman. 3 enormous shopping bags sit at her feet, cream-colored with gold handles. She's wearing a new jacket, leather, expensive. She's wearing my money. I push through the door. The bell chimes. Jessica turns. For a second, just one perfect frozen second, she doesn't recognize me. She's mid-laugh, her hand resting on the counter, her face glowing with that post-shopping high. Then her eyes meet mine, and every drop of color drains from her face. Her mouth opens, closes, opens again. Mom, she whispers. The word hangs in the air like a lie. I take a step forward, then another. My heels click against the marble floor, sharp, deliberate. The other shoppers are starting to stare, but I don't care. Hello, Jessica, I say, my voice calm. Too calm. I'd love to hear how I died. Her hands fly to her mouth. The shopping bags crinkle at her feet. I can explain. Can you? I take another step. Because the cashier told me something very interesting. She said you told her I was dead, that you were cleaning out my estate. No, her voice cracks. That's not she misunderstood. Did she misunderstand the $3,000 you just spent on my credit card too? Jessica's eyes dart to the door. She's thinking about running. I can see it in the way her body tenses, the way her fingers twitch toward the bags. Don't even think about it, I say. The saleswoman behind the counter clears her throat. Ma'am, should I call someone? Jessica's face crumples. Tears well up in her eyes, big, glossy, perfect tears. Mom, please, she says, her voice breaking. You don't understand. I was going to surprise you. I was buying you a gift for your birthday. I didn't want to ruin it, so I told them. My birthday, I say slowly, was 4 months ago. Her mouth snaps shut. I reach down and pick up the receipt that slipped from one of the bags. My eyes scan the list. Designer heels, size 7. I'm a size 9. Silk scarf, crimson red. I only wear blue. Leather jacket, small. I haven't been a small since 1987. I look up at her. She's still crying, but there's something else in her eyes now. Something cold. These aren't for me, I say quietly. She doesn't answer. I pull my phone from my purse. I'm calling the police. No! Jessica lunges forward, her hand reaching for my phone. And that's when my phone rings. The screen lights up. David. Calling. Jessica freezes. Her tear-streaked face goes pale again, but this time, something shifts. She smiles. It's not a kind smile. It's not a guilty smile. It's the smile of someone who thinks they've just won. Go ahead, she says softly. Answer it. David's name flashes on my screen, and Jessica's smile spreads wider. Answer it, she says again, her voice suddenly steady, confident. Tell him what his crazy mother is accusing me of. My finger hovers over the green button. Every instinct screams at me to answer, to tell my son everything, but something in Jessica's eyes stops me. She wants me to answer. I decline the call. Jessica's smile falters. Just for a second. What's wrong? I ask, my voice ice cold. Afraid I might tell him the truth? There is no truth, she hisses. And just like that, the tears are back. She turns to the cashier, her voice breaking beautifully. Please, you have to help me. She's confused. She's been having these episodes lately, and I've been trying to help her. But, stop. The word cuts through the boutique like a knife. The cashier looks between us, clearly uncomfortable. 2 other shoppers have stopped pretending to browse and are openly staring now. I don't care. I hold up the receipt, my hand steady even though my heart is pounding. These shoes, size 7. I'm a 9. Jessica opens her mouth. This jacket, small. I haven't been a small in 30 years. Mom, and this scarf. I crumple the receipt in my fist, crimson red. I'm allergic to red dye, have been since I was 20. You'd know that if you'd ever paid attention to anything about me that didn't involve my bank account. The boutique goes silent. Jessica's mascara is running now, black streaks cutting through her foundation. She reaches for the shopping bags at her feet, but I'm faster. I kick one away, and it skids across the marble floor with a sharp scraping sound. You told them I was dead, Jessica. I didn't, she misunderstood. Did she misunderstand you using my credit card? Did she misunderstand the $3,000? Jessica's face twists. For just a moment, the mask slips, and I see something ugly underneath. Something that's been there all along, hidden behind Sunday dinners and forced hugs, and that sing-song mom she uses like a weapon. Over and over and over. Ellen Sawyer, Ellen Sawyer, Ellen Sawyer. Practice signatures. We found this in the folder too, Officer Chen says softly. I'm going to be sick. She was planning to, I can't finish the sentence. We don't know what she was planning. But these documents, combined with the theft and the lies about you being deceased, he trails off. Mrs. Sawyer, I think you need to go home. We need to secure those documents as evidence. I can't go home. My voice breaks. She has a key. What if she... I'll drive you. My son is on his way there now. His wife called him 20 minutes ago. Said you'd attacked her in a store and she was afraid for her safety. The words punch through me like a fist. That's not what happened. I know. The boutique has security footage. We've already reviewed it. Officer Chen stands, but your son doesn't know that yet. And right now, his wife is at your house, and you're not. The drive takes 12 minutes. 12 minutes of Officer Chen's police radio crackling with calls about accidents and break-ins and domestic disputes. 12 minutes of my mind racing through every conversation I've had with Jessica over the past year. Every dinner, every holiday, every time she smiled and called me Mom, and I believed it was real. We pull up to my house, and David's truck is already in the driveway. And so is Jessica's BMW. Through the living room window, I can see them both. David's pacing, Jessica's sitting on my couch, her face buried in her hands. She's crying. Of course she's crying. Officer Chen puts a hand on my arm. Let me go in first. That's my house. I know. But right now, your daughter-in-law has told your son that you're dangerous. Let me handle this. He gets out of the car. I watch through the windshield as he walks up to my front door. Knocks. David answers. His face is creased with worry, his hair sticking up like he's been running his hands through it. Officer Chen says something. David's expression changes confusion, then alarm. He turns back toward the living room and calls for Jessica. She appears in the doorway. And when she sees the police car, when she sees me sitting in the passenger seat, her face goes slack. Not scared, not guilty. Something else. Something that looks like rage. Officer Chen says something else. David's shaking his head now, gesturing back into the house. And then Jessica does something I don't expect. She runs. Not out the front door. Through the house, toward the back. Officer Chen bolts after her, his hand on his radio. Suspect fleeing on foot. David stands frozen in the doorway, his mouth open. And I sit in the police car, watching my life fall apart through a windshield, and all I can think is, she was going to kill me. She was going to forge my signatures, transfer my house, collect the life insurance. And I would have been in the way. My phone buzzes. A text from an unknown number. You should have just died when I said you did. Chapter word count, 1,294. Chapter 4. The truth comes out. I stare at the text until the letters swim together. You should have just died when I said you did. My hands are shaking so badly, I almost drop the phone. Through the windshield, I watch David standing in my doorway, his face a mask of confusion and horror as Officer Chen's voice crackles over the radio. Suspect headed east through the backyard. I get out of the car. Mrs. Sawyer, please stay. Another officer tries to stop me, but I'm already walking toward my house, toward my son. David sees me coming. His mouth opens, closes. Mom? That one word breaks something inside me. Not, are you okay, or what happened? Just Mom, like a question he doesn't know how to finish. Did you know? My voice sounds strange, distant. About the life insurance policy? His face goes blank. What life insurance policy? The one Jessica took out on me, $500,000, with her name as the beneficiary. That's, he shakes his head. That's not possible. We don't have. It's on my kitchen counter. I push past him into my house. My house. The one I've lived in for 30 years. The one I raised him in. The one Jessica was planning to steal. The cream folder is exactly where Officer Chen photographed it, tucked under a stack of mail I haven't opened yet. Bills, mostly. A flyer for a senior living community that makes my stomach turn. David follows me inside. Mom, what's going on? Jessica called me crying, said you attacked her at some store, accused her of stealing from me. I opened the folder with shaking hands, which she did, for a year. $11,000. That's insane. Jessica wouldn't. I shoved the life insurance policy at him. Read it. He takes it. His eyes scan the page once, twice. The color drains from his face. This isn't I didn't sign this. Neither did I. Look at the signature. He looks. The forgery is obvious now that we're looking for it. The loops are wrong. The E is too tall. It looks like a child practiced writing my name and gave up halfway through. The police found practice signatures, I say quietly. Pages of them. She was planning to forge documents to transfer my house to her name. David sits down hard on my couch. The same couch Jessica was crying on 10 minutes ago. Why would she? He stops, swallows. This doesn't make sense. Doesn't it? I pull out my phone and show him the banking statements Officer Chen gave me. Look at the dates. Every charge is from when you were traveling for work. Every single one. He scrolls through them, his jaw tightening with each swipe. The Gilt Room, I say. That fancy restaurant downtown. Did you take her there? No, I've never. He looks up at me. She said she went with her sister. $389 for dinner with her sister? His face goes gray. And Nordstrom, and Sephora, and that boutique today. My voice cracks. She told them I was dead, David. She said she was liquidating my estate. No. He stands up, the phone clattering to the floor. No, that's Jessica wouldn't. She did. You're confused. He stops, takes a breath. She said you've been having memory problems, that you've been calling her multiple times asking the same questions. She's worried about you, Mom. I'm worried about you. The words hit like a slap. I never called her. She showed me her call log, 17 calls last month. I never called her. Each word is a stone. She's been lying to you, David, building a story. Making you think I'm losing my mind so that when I caught her stealing, you wouldn't believe me. He's shaking his head, backing away from me like I'm a stranger. Listen to yourself, he says. Do you hear what you're saying? You're accusing my wife of what? Plotting to kill you? For what? Your house? Your money? Yes. That's insane. Is it? I grab the folder and pull out the practice signatures. Then explain these. Explain the forged insurance policy. Explain the $11,000 she stole. I can't. I don't. He runs his hands through his hair. There has to be an explanation. Maybe she was trying to help you with your finances, and by forging my signature? By taking care of things you couldn't handle anymore. The words hang in the air between us. Couldn't handle anymore. He thinks I'm failing. He thinks I'm old and confused and can't manage my own life. How long? My voice is barely a whisper. How long have you thought I was losing it? David won't meet my eyes. Jessica mentioned you seemed off a few months ago. Little things, forgetting conversations, repeating yourself. I never did any of those things. You did, Mom. You called me 3 times in one day asking if I was coming for Thanksgiving. That was in September. Thanksgiving is in November. I was planning. I stop. Wait. I called you once. You didn't answer. I left a voicemail. I got 3 calls. 3 voicemails. My blood turns to ice. Do you still have them? What? The voicemails. Do you still have them? He pulls out his phone, confused, scrolls through his deleted messages. Here. He plays the first one on speaker. My voice fills the room. Hi, honey. It's Mom. Just wanted to confirm you're still coming for Thanksgiving. Call me back. Normal. Fine. The second message. David, it's Mom again. Did you get my message about Thanksgiving? Call me. I don't remember leaving that one. The third. David, I don't know why you're not calling me back. Are you coming for Thanksgiving or not? My voice sounds annoyed, confused. I never left that message. That's not me, I whisper. Mom, I can hear. The first one is me. The other 2 aren't. I grab his phone, my hands shaking. That's not my voice. It's close, but it's not. Listen to the way she says Thanksgiving. The emphasis is wrong. I don't talk like that. David stares at me. You think Jessica faked your voice? Left fake messages pretending to be you? Yes. He laughs, but there's no humor in it. That's paranoid, Mom. That's actually paranoid. Is it? She faked my death. She forged my signature. Why wouldn't she fake phone calls? Because that would be... He stops. His face goes pale. Oh God. What? The messages about the bills. You supposedly called her asking for help paying your electric bill because you couldn't remember if you'd sent the check. He sits down slowly. You'd never do that. You're meticulous about bills. I never called her about bills. And the thing about the doctor's appointment. She said you called her panicking because you'd missed your checkup and couldn't remember when it was. My checkup isn't until January. David's breathing is coming faster now. She told me you were getting worse, that we needed to start looking at memory care facilities, that it wasn't safe for you to live alone anymore. And you believed her. She's my wife. His voice breaks. She wouldn't. Why would she? The back door slams open. We both jump. Officer Chen is there, dragging Jessica by the arm. She's muddy, her new leather jacket torn at the shoulder, her hair wild. Found her trying to climb the back fence, Officer Chen says. Jessica's eyes lock on mine. And there it is, the thing I saw in the boutique. That cold, calculated hatred. You ruined everything, she hisses. Everything. Do you know how long I've been planning this? David makes a sound like he's been punched. Planning what? Officer Chen asks calmly, pulling out his phone. Recording. Jessica doesn't notice. She's staring at me, her face twisted with rage. You were supposed to just fade away. Get confused. Get put in a home. Sign over power of attorney. But you wouldn't. You just kept existing, taking up space, wasting money on this stupid house. Jessica. David's voice is broken. Stop talking. Why? She's going to tell him anyway. Jessica laughs, wild and bitter. Might as well get it all out. Yes, I used her credit cards. Yes, I forged the insurance policy. Yes, I've been making her look senile for months so you'd put her away and we could finally have access to everything she's hoarding. Jessica, stop. And yes, I was going to. She stops. Looks at Officer Chen's phone, at the red recording light. Her mouth snaps shut. But it's too late. Officer Chen lowers the phone. Jessica Sawyer, you're under arrest for fraud, identity theft, forgery, and conspiracy to commit. She can't prove any of that, Jessica snarls. It's her word against mine. Actually, Officer Chen says calmly, we have the boutique security footage, your practice signatures, the forged documents, the bank statements, your text message threatening Mrs. Sawyer. He pauses. And now we have your confession. On record. Jessica's face crumbles. Not sad crying this time. Rage crying. This is bullshit. She's a lonely old woman who can't let go of her son, and I tried to help her. You tried to steal from her, David says quietly. Jessica whips around to face him. We need that money. Your salary isn't enough. The house is falling apart, and she's just sitting here in this museum collecting dust and... Get out. Jessica blinks. What? Get out of my mother's house. David's voice is steady now, cold. Get out, and don't come back. You can't, I'm your wife. Not for long. Officer Chen guides Jessica toward the door. She's screaming now, thrashing against the handcuffs, hurling accusations and threats and insults that bounce off the walls like bullets. The door closes behind them. Silence. David and I stand in my living room, the one with the floral wallpaper and the couch that sags in the middle and the photos on the mantel of him as a child, gap-toothed and grinning. Mom, he whispers, I'm so sorry. I should have known. You trusted her. My voice cracks. So did I. He pulls me into a hug, and I realize he's crying. She was going to kill you, he says into my shoulder. Wasn't she? The life insurance, the forged documents she was going to... I don't know, and I don't. I'll never know for sure. But I know enough. My phone buzzes one more time. Another text from the unknown number. You won't get away with this. I show David. His jaw tightens. Forward that to Officer Chen. That's witness intimidation. I do. And then, I block the number. The police station smells like burnt coffee and old paperwork. I'm sitting in a hard plastic chair, watching through a glass window as Officer Chen processes Jessica. She's still in handcuffs, still screaming, though I can't hear her from here. Just see her mouth moving, her face red and twisted. David's beside me, his head in his hands. I should have seen it, he says for the fourth time. All those little comments she made about you. I thought she was being helpful, concerned. She was good at it. My voice is hoarse. I haven't slept. Can't remember the last time I ate. That's what makes it worse. She was convincing. A detective named Harrison sits down across from us. She's older than Officer Chen, with gray streaks in her hair and eyes that have seen too much. Mrs. Sawyer, she says gently, I need to ask you some questions about the timeline. When did you first notice the unauthorized charges? Today. I saw smaller charges over the past few months, but I thought, I thought they were mine. I'm 63. I second-guess myself sometimes. And Jessica kept saying I was forgetting things, so You believed her. Detective Harrison writes something down. That's actually a common tactic in elder fraud cases. The perpetrator creates confusion and self-doubt in the victim. I'm not a victim. The words come out sharper than I mean them to. Detective Harrison looks up. Yes, you are. And that's not a weakness. That's a legal definition. David lifts his head. What happens now? We're charging her with multiple counts of fraud, identity theft, forgery, and attempted theft. The life insurance policy with the forged signature is particularly damning, that suggests intent to benefit from your mother's death. She pauses. We're also looking into the fake phone calls. If we can prove she used voice manipulation software or hired someone to impersonate Mrs. Sawyer, that's another charge. How long will she, David's voice breaks, will she go to prison? If convicted, she's looking at 5 to 10 years minimum. More if the prosecutor can prove the life insurance fraud was connected to plans for Detective Harrison stops. Softens her voice. We're still investigating that angle. Plans to kill me. The words hang unspoken in the air. I need to use the restroom, I say suddenly, standing. The chair scrapes against the linoleum. Down the hall, second door on the left, Detective Harrison says. I walk on autopilot, my shoes clicking against the floor. The fluorescent lights buzz overhead like angry wasps. I make it to the bathroom, lock the door, and lean against the sink. My reflection stares back at me. 63 years old. Gray hair I haven't bothered to dye. Lines around my eyes from smiling or maybe just from squinting at things I should have seen coming. Taking up space. That's what Jessica said. That I was just taking up space. The tears come before I can stop them. Not pretty crying. The ugly kind that makes your throat burn and your chest ache. I trusted her. I welcomed her into my home, into my family. I gave her my credit card and my son and my trust, and she looked at me like I was an obstacle, a problem to be solved. Something to erase. The door handle jiggles. Mom? David's voice, muffled. Are you okay? I splash cold water on my face, pull myself together the way I've been doing for 63 years. I'm fine, I call back. I'm not fine, but I will be. 3 days later, I'm sitting on my front porch with a cup of tea. David's inside, boxing up Jessica's things. He offered to do it alone, but I can hear him in there opening drawers, the rustle of clothes being shoved into garbage bags. My phone rings. Officer Chen. Mrs. Sawyer, he says, wanted to give you an update. We analyzed the voicemails left on your son's phone. And? They were deep-faked. Jessica used an AI voice cloning app. We traced the account back to her email address. She'd uploaded hours of your voice, probably recorded you during family dinners, phone calls, that kind of thing. My stomach turns. So every time I thought we were just talking, she was recording you, building a voice model so she could impersonate you later. He pauses. I'm sorry. I know that's a violation. How many fake calls were there? All 17 over the past 3 months. All to your son, all designed to make you seem confused or forgetful. 17. 17 times my own son heard what he thought was my voice, losing myself piece by piece. There's more, Officer Chen continues. We searched her car, found a notebook with a timeline. Detailed plans for how she was going to gradually convince your son to move you into memory care, get power of attorney, and then he stops. And then what? His voice is quiet. There were searches on her laptop. Elderly accidents in the home. Carbon monoxide poisoning symptoms. How long until someone checks on an elderly person living alone? The tea slips from my hand. The mug shatters on the porch, ceramic shards scattering like bones. Mrs. Sawyer? I'm here. My voice sounds distant. The prosecutor wants to add attempted murder to the charges. Based on the evidence, they believe she was planning. I know what she was planning. I close my eyes. She was going to make it look like an accident, a senile old woman who left the stove on or fell down the stairs. Yes. The word sits between us like a stone. What do I do now? I whisper. You live, Officer Chen says simply. You keep living. That's the best revenge. David carries out the last box 2 hours later. His truck is packed with Jessica's designer clothes, her shoes, her makeup, all the things she bought with my money and her lies. I'm donating most of it, he says. Keeping some for evidence, but the rest, he shakes his head. I can't look at any of it. How are you? I ask. He laughs, but there's no humor in it. My wife tried to kill my mother for a house and some life insurance money. How do you think I am? I'm sorry. You're sorry? He stares at me. Mom, you have nothing to be sorry for. I gave her the credit card. Stop. He sits down on the porch steps beside me. This isn't your fault. None of this is your fault. Jessica is a... He stops. Takes a breath. She's a predator. And I brought her into your life. If anyone should apologize, it's me. You loved her. I thought I did. Now I don't know what was real. He's quiet for a moment. She's contesting the charges. Says she's the real victim. That you're a manipulative narcissist who turned me against her. Of course she is. Her lawyer called yesterday. Wants to settle. If you drop the charges, she'll agree to pay back the money and... No. David looks at me. Mom. No. She doesn't get to buy her way out of this. She stole from me. She lied about me. She recorded me without my knowledge and used my own voice against me. My hands clench into fists. And she was going to kill me, David. Maybe not with her own hands, but she was going to create a situation where I'd die and everyone would think it was just a sad accident. A confused old woman who couldn't take care of herself anymore. I know. So no. No settlement, no dropped charges. She goes to trial. David nods slowly. Okay, I'll tell her lawyer. He stands, brushing off his jeans. I'm staying in town for a while. Got a hotel room. I can't go back to that house right now. Too many lies? Memories that I'm not sure were ever real. He looks at me, and his eyes are red. Did she ever love me, or was I just a means to an end? I don't know, honey. The truth hurts, but he deserves it. Maybe both, maybe neither. Does it matter? Yeah, he whispers. It matters. 6 weeks later, I'm in a courtroom. Jessica's wearing a modest dress, her hair pulled back, minimal makeup, playing the role of the wronged wife, the misunderstood daughter-in-law. Her lawyer is good. Talks about financial stress, about trying to help an elderly woman who was struggling, about a misunderstanding that got out of hand. My client never intended to harm anyone, he says smoothly. She was simply trying to manage Mrs. Sawyer's finances at the family's request. Objection. The prosecutor stands. There's no evidence Mrs. Sawyer or her son ever requested financial assistance. Sustained. The trial lasts 3 days. They play the recording of Jessica's confession in the boutique, show the fake voicemails, present the forged signatures, the life insurance policy, the search history on her laptop. On day 3, I take the stand. Jessica's lawyer tries to paint me as confused, vindictive, a lonely old woman who misunderstood her daughter-in-law's good intentions. "Mrs. Sawyer," he says, his voice dripping with false concern, "isn't it true that you've been experiencing memory problems?" "No. But your son was concerned about your memory. Because my daughter-in-law convinced him I was losing it, using fake phone calls and manipulated evidence. You're saying she orchestrated an elaborate scheme to—" "Yes." I look directly at Jessica. She's staring at me, her face blank. She systematically stole from me for over a year. She forged legal documents. She faked my voice to isolate me from my son. And she was planning to kill me and make it look like an accident. That's a serious accusation. It's the truth. Jessica's mask finally cracks. Just for a second, a flash of pure hatred crosses her face before she smooths it away. But the jury sees it. The verdict comes back in 4 hours. Guilty on all counts. Jessica screams as they lead her away in handcuffs, hurls accusations and threats and insults that bounce off the courtroom walls. David sits beside me, his hand in mine, and watches his wife disappear through the courthouse doors. "It's over," he says quietly. "No," I correct him gently. "It's beginning." 3 months later, I'm standing in my kitchen. The floral wallpaper is gone. David and I spent 2 weekends ripping it down and painting the walls a soft cream color. The coffee maker is new. The couch in the living room doesn't sag anymore. I'm hosting Thanksgiving dinner, just me and David and a few friends from the neighborhood I haven't seen in too long. The doorbell rings. David answers it, and I hear laughter, voices filling my house with warmth and life. "Taking up space," Jessica had said. She was right about one thing. I am taking up space. My space, my life. My house that I earned and paid for and almost lost to someone who saw me as nothing more than an obstacle. I'm 63 years old. I'm not dead. I'm not confused. I'm not fading away. I'm just getting started. My phone buzzes one last time. A news alert. Local woman sentenced to 12 years for elder fraud and attempted murder. I delete it without reading the full article. I don't need to read it. I was there. I lived it. I survived it. And now I'm done looking back. "Mom?" David calls from the living room. "Turkey's burning." I laugh, actually laugh, and pull the turkey out of the oven. It's perfect. Everything is perfect. Because I'm alive. And that's enough. "You don't need that money," she spits. "You're just sitting on it in that big house, all alone, doing nothing with your life while David and I are struggling to—" "Struggling?" My voice rises. "You drive a BMW. You live in a 4-bedroom house. David makes 6 figures. It's not enough." Her voice cracks on the last word. "Do you know how much pressure he's under? How much I'm under? And you're just there, taking up space, with your sad little life and your empty house and—" She stops. Her hand flies to her mouth. The boutique is dead silent. Even the elevator music has stopped. "Taking up space," I repeat slowly, "in my own life." Jessica's eyes go wide. "I didn't mean—" "Yes, you did." My phone buzzes. A text from David. "Mom, you okay? Jessica said you needed groceries. Call me when you get this." I stare at the message. Jessica's watching me, her breath coming fast and shallow. "What did you tell him?" I ask quietly. She doesn't answer. "What did you tell him?" "I said you were having trouble getting around," she whispers. "That you needed help, that you'd asked me to. I gave you my card for groceries, $20 worth of milk and bread. You gave it to me because you trust me," Jessica snaps, and the tears are gone now. Completely gone. "Because I'm family, because I married your precious son, and I've put up with your—" "My what?" I take a step toward her. "Say it." She backs up against the counter. The saleswoman has disappeared into the back room. "Your neediness," Jessica says, her voice low and venomous. "The constant calls, the guilt trips. When are you coming for dinner? I haven't seen you in weeks. Do you know how exhausting you are?" Something cracks inside my chest. "I call once a month," I say quietly. "It's too much. I invite you to dinner on holidays. We have our own lives. I gave you my credit card when you said you needed help. Jessica's jaw tightens. And now you're going to what? Call the police? Press charges against your own daughter-in-law? Ruin your relationship with David forever? I'm going to tell him the truth. She laughs. Actually laughs. He won't believe you. Yes, he will. No. Jessica leans forward, her eyes glittering. He won't. Because I've been telling him for months how worried I am about you, how you're getting forgetful. How you asked me to help with your bills because you couldn't remember if you'd paid them. How you called me 3 times last week asking the same questions. My blood turns to ice. I never called you last week. David doesn't know that. She smiles. I've been building this story for a long time, Ellen. Little comments here and there. Your mom seemed confused today. She forgot we already had this conversation. He's already worried about you, already wondering if you should be living alone. The floor drops out from under me. You're lying. Am I? She tilts her head. Call him. Tell him his wife is a thief. See who he believes, the woman who's been sharing his bed for 5 years, or the lonely old woman who can't let go of her son. My hand shakes as I pull out my phone. Jessica watches me, triumphant. I dial 911. Wait. Jessica lurches forward. What are you? 911. What's your emergency? Jessica's face goes white. Hang up. Hang up right now. Yes. I'm at Lavish & Co. on Market Street, I say, my voice surprisingly steady. I need to report a credit card fraud. Ma'am, I'm going to stop you right there. Jessica grabs for my phone. I step back. The suspect is here with me now. She's already admitted to the theft and to lying about my death to make the purchases. Jessica freezes. She what? The operator's voice sharpens. Ma'am, did you say she claimed you were deceased? Yes. To the store employees, about an hour ago. That's identity fraud and theft. I'm sending officers to your location now. Are you safe? Jessica's face has gone from white to gray. She's staring at me like she's seeing me for the first time. Yes, I say. I'm safe. Don't hang up. Officers are 3 minutes away. Jessica backs toward the door, her designer bags forgotten on the floor. You're insane, she whispers. David will never forgive you for this. Maybe not, I say. But at least I'll still have my credit card. She runs. The glass door slams behind her, and I watch through the window as she sprints across the parking lot in her new leather jacket, the one she bought with my money. The operator is still talking, but I'm not listening. Because my phone buzzes again. Another text from David. Landed early. On my way home. Jessica said you were acting strange. Are you okay? And underneath it, a second message. She said we might need to talk about memory care facilities. My hands start shaking. The boutique spins around me. Jessica didn't just steal my money. She's been stealing my son. The police take 40 minutes to arrive, and by then, Jessica is long gone. I stand in the boutique's parking lot, my phone clutched in my hand, reading David's text over and over until the words blur together. Memory care facilities. Officer Chen is young, maybe 30, with kind eyes and a notepad that's seen better days. Mrs. Sawyer, I'm going to need you to walk me through what happened. I tell him everything. The credit card, the phone call, the lies about my death. He writes it all down, his pen scratching across the paper in neat, careful lines. And your daughter-in-law, Jessica, she admitted to using the card without permission? She said I gave it to her because I trust her, because she's family. The words taste bitter in my mouth. Did you give her permission to spend $3,000? I gave her permission to buy groceries. He nods, still writing. We'll need the store's security footage, statements from the employees. It might take a few days to process, but this is pretty clear-cut fraud. What about the other thing? My voice cracks. The lie about me being dead? Officer Chen looks up. That complicates things, makes it identity fraud, not just unauthorized use. That's a felony. A felony. The word hangs in the air like smoke. Your son, he says carefully. Does he know what happened? I look down at my phone. David's text is still there, waiting. Memory care facilities. No, I whisper. Not yet. I don't go home. I can't. Not yet. Not with Jessica's words echoing in my head, the lonely old woman who can't let go of her son. Instead, I drive to the coffee shop on 5th Street, the one with the wobbly tables and the barista who always remembers I take my coffee black. I order a cup and sit in the corner, my hands wrapped around the warm ceramic like it's the only thing keeping me tethered to the ground. I pull out my phone and open my banking app. If Jessica's been doing this for months, there will be a trail. I scroll back. June, July, August. There. $247.89 at Nordstrom. I never shop at Nordstrom. $156.32 at Sephora. I haven't worn makeup in 2 years. $389 at a restaurant called The Guilt Room. I've never heard of it. I keep scrolling, my heart sinking with each new charge. $412.55. $298.76. $534.90. Small enough that I wouldn't notice, spread out enough that they looked like normal spending. But they add up. God, do they add up. I'm looking at almost $8,000 over 6 months. My vision blurs. I set the phone down before I drop it. $8,000. Stolen. Right under my nose. And I never noticed because I trusted her. I trusted her, and she called me needy. The coffee shop door chimes. I don't look up. Mrs. Sawyer? I freeze. It's Officer Chen. He's holding a manila folder and wearing an expression I can't quite read. I thought I might find you here, he says. Your son mentioned you like this place. You talked to David? My voice comes out strangled. He called the station. Said his wife told him you'd had some kind of episode at a store and accused her of stealing. Officer Chen sits down across from me, uninvited. He wanted to know if we'd picked you up. The room tilts. Picked me up? He seemed to think you might be confused, disoriented. Officer Chen's eyes are steady on mine. Are you confused, Mrs. Sawyer? No. The word comes out too sharp. I'm not confused. I know exactly what happened. He slides the folder across the table. I pulled your credit card statements. Going back a year. I stare at the folder like it might bite me. Open it, he says quietly. My hands shake as I flip it open. There are pages and pages of highlighted charges, hundreds of them, some as small as $20, others in the hundreds. That's $11,000, Officer Chen says. Over 12 months. 11,000. I can't breathe. Your daughter-in-law has been systematically draining your accounts for a year, Mrs. Sawyer. This isn't a one-time thing. This is organized fraud. I close the folder. My hands won't stop shaking. There's something else. Officer Chen hesitates. When I went to your house to get these statements, your son gave me the key. I found some documents on your kitchen counter. He pulls out his phone and shows me a photo. It's my kitchen counter, my mail, my coffee mug, my reading glasses. And underneath them, half hidden, a cream-colored folder I've never seen before. What is that? I whisper. Officer Chen swipes to the next photo. Property deed transfer forms. Blank, but with my address already filled in. Another swipe. Life insurance policy. The beneficiary line is filled out in handwriting I don't recognize. Jessica Sawyer. This was in your house, Officer Chen says, hidden under your mail. These forms would transfer ownership of your property to your daughter-in-law. And this life insurance policy? It's for $500,000. The coffee shop spins. I didn't sign those. I know. The signatures are forged, badly forged. Actually, whoever did this isn't very good at it. He swipes again. It's a piece of notebook paper covered in my signature.